Wow, that's a nice question. I told him very clearly, see, I'm not a trained actor. Calm, composed, old and beautiful. If I talk a Malayalam word, for me it will be very clear and loud. But for Malayali it is very fast and, they roll the tongue and they quickly finish it.
And what about with Nivin Pauly actor?
He is such a fun person to work with. He is so jovial. He was making me laugh and he was quiet. Like, I can't stop. Once I start laughing, I can't stop. It's like madness. I laugh like.
Has there been a gossip that you felt, okay, let it continue, it's okay?
Yes, recently.
Yeah.
But it was there in every news channel. It was there in all the papers that I'm acting as a pair to Kamal Hassan sir's younger version.
Okay. Yeah. Other than your real name?
Shanvi is not my real name. Shanvi is my screen name.
Okay, so what is your real name? Next, your age.
So what my age is there on my Wikipedia is wrong.
Okay.
Any other social networking site is wrong.
Is wrong.
Everywhere my age is wrong. I don't know what is wrong with them.
I asked you for your name, I didn't get to know that. Your age, I didn't get to know that.
But I answered your questions.
Yeah.
Ellavarum ee cinema theater la poi kanna.
Hey, that's nice. Hi Shanvi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You seem to be very cute and bubbly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think this is your first Malayalam film, right?
Yes.
How do you want your Malayali audience to know you? How can you describe yourself in one line?
Wow, that's a nice question. I think they should know me for who I am, which is, so I'm hardworking and I'm punctual and I'm very soft-hearted, very emotional. I will cry just like that.
I think we can find it out from your face itself because it looks very innocent. How are you in how are you like that? Are you really innocent?
I can't describe my own self as innocent or not,
I'm
but I am
definitely
not. I'm definitely not cunning.
Okay.
For me, what I am is like straight.
Okay.
I can't take around and I don't have two faces at all.
Okay.
And very simple.
I'll ask you something else.
Tell me.
Generally, when people come to the films, they have to, shed a lot of their basic identity and their basic character.
Right.
So, what are the things that you had to give up after coming to the film industry?
I'll tell you, I gave up those things. No, I'll tell you what was it that I wanted to give up. So, my innocence, first of all, very important. Because in industry, you meet so many people. For one film, you meet at least 500 people.
Okay.
So, if I have done 18 films, just imagine how many people I've met.
On a regular basis?
On a regular basis. And all those people are different. Some are very sweet, some are opposite.
Okay.
So, to handle all kind of people, that innocent will never work.
Okay.
You have to be...
People take advantage of that, right?
They do that.
Okay.
And I have faced all of that.
Okay.
So, you have to keep your innocence to yourself.
Okay.
That's the most important lesson which I have learned. I am innocent. I cannot give up that attitude because that's who I am.
Okay.
But I will not allow any other person to take advantage.
Okay. How do you describe yourself as bold and beautiful or very calm and composed?
Calm, composed, old and beautiful.
Okay, now coming to the film.
Yes.
How were you a part of this film? What was your journey?
It started with a test.
Okay.
So, people say that, you don't have to, especially for newcomers, I would like to tell that every new film is a new challenge for you. And every time you have to test for it. Maybe you might not test for it, but for the character, director is like an examiner. You have to test for it. So for me, this film, I definitely tested for it properly with the dialogue, even after acting in 17 films. So for me, that was nice because I don't want to enter in the set and knowing nothing.
Okay.
So I should be challenged.
Okay, so what was the challenge that you faced regarding the language? Now, you told me that you're not very familiar with Malayalam.
Yes.
So what was the challenge that you faced while, delivering the dialogues?
So for me, Malayalam is, I'll tell you, Malayalam when people talk, they don't lip sync too much. I mean, they don't do lip sync too much. They are they open their mouth very less. That's a very tough part to even lip sync.
And we roll our tongues a lot.
Roll our tongue a lot, which is again very tough. So even for me to lip sync, it was tough. Forget about saying the dialogue.
Okay.
So if I talk a Malayalam word, for me it will be very clear and loud. But for Malayalam, it is very fast and they roll the tongue and they quickly finish it.
Okay.
So for me, learning the dialogue in my own way was tough part. Apart from that, lip syncing also was a tough part because I was not supposed to open my mouth and use the word very clearly.
Okay.
So this only that person will understand who has done this.
Okay, so let me ask you. You had somebody else had to give voice for you in the film. So were you a part of the dubbing process? Did you go to the studio and meet the artist or something like that?
Because one round of dubbing they did with someone, and that person was there on the set to give me the dialogues and all. So for me, our bonding was fine because when she used to prompt me, I was able to catch it.
Okay.
But that voice was not going with my face.
Okay.
So they had to find, and I don't need to do that because in this team, I trust Shine Sir because everybody calls him perfectionist for a reason.
Yeah. Yes, he's known to be like someone like that.
He is a perfectionist. So I knew that whoever dubs for me will be perfect. And I heard who dubbed for me.
Okay.
And how it sounds. Okay. So for me, it was fine.
All right.
But I didn't want to decide it because I know there's Shine Sir.
Okay.
It's his.
All right. How was the experience acting with actors like Nivin Pauly and Asif Ali? They're all very young and vibrant actors of Malayalam.
Yeah, it was better than what I expected.
Okay.
Somehow, like in last few years, I have always been given this perception about Malayalam films that actors are very good and they don't take a lot of takes. They are just spontaneous and all that is true, but that made me
have such inhibitions.
Exactly, that's what I'm telling you, and that made me a little bit scared, which I'm not generally. I love challenges. I just you give me one challenge and I'll do it just like that. But for me, it was a little scary part. But when I was on the set, my first shot was with Asif sir, and so cool. Like he's one of the coolest co-stars I've met.
Okay. Was there any piece of advice that he gave you?
No, yes, definitely. I would like to tell that. I told him that because this one concern I had, and I'm not a trained actor.
Okay.
I told him very clearly, see, I'm not a trained actor and I'm in Malayalam industry which demands very good acting skills.
Okay.
He told me something which I'll never forget in my life. He told me that you have learned through your process, through your journey. And whatever you act is not somebody's teaching. It is your original. And you should explore.
Okay. Leave a signature of your own.
You make things of your own. Your acting techniques are your own, nobody else's. And that gave me so much of confidence, and that will always remain with me. So thanks Asif sir for that.
And what about with Nivin Pauly, actor?
He is such a fun person to work with. He is so jovial. He is so cool. I don't think he ever gets angry also. and he's a prankster.
Who are you pairing up with?
That I cannot disclose.
Okay. Okay, you said that he's a prankster. So what are can you just explain one fun situation?
He's funny. He's like, when he's around, you will laugh.
Okay.
And there was a sequence where we both were together and we were like face to face each other. And he was making me laugh and he was quiet. And like, I can't stop. Once I start laughing, I can't stop.
Okay.
It's like madness, I laugh. Like. So he was very smart. He used to stop laughing and it was tough for me to handle it. So he's a prankster that way.
Okay. So what is the character that you're playing in this film?
Like
I will not ask you to disclose the entire thing. That's not possible.
Tell you, my team is so smart. They have sent me to give interviews telling me that you are not going to disclose your character.
Okay, so there are no clues left for us.
There is no clue. And my character is, I think what shots you have seen of mine in the trailer.
That's very graceful.
It's, and I can only say that that's all. If you try to find what is my character, it is there in those 3 shots.
Okay, so what were the preparations that you did before you came to this film? So there were 2 things. One, it's your first Malayalam film.
Right.
And it's looks like it's a very different film.
Yeah,
It's not something realistic.
Right.
It looks very filled with fantasy.
Right.
So what were the preparations you did?
For me, the character, I tell you, is very, very close to what I actually am from deep inside. Maybe whatever I am on the face is different. But deep inside, the character was very similar to me. So it was not a struggle for me to understand the character. It was simple. But for me, the main part was I did not want the language barrier. So I had to learn the dialogues so well that it doesn't come in between my acting and expressions. So I came a couple of days before and practiced the dialogues with Anju, who is the associate for the film. So that preparation I did.
All right. Now I'll just ask you some fun questions apart from the film, okay?
Yes.
Like what being in the film industry, there are a lot of gossips that you generally hear.
Yeah.
So what are the gossips or rumors that you've heard about yourself?
What are the gossips? There's so many gossips that keep coming. They're like gossips.
Okay.
I just believe in one thing, gossip.
Has there been a gossip that you felt, okay, let it continue, it's okay? It's
not
going to affect me.
Yes, recently.
Yeah.
So, this film called Vikram, which released in Tamil.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they discussed, I think in the team they discussed and they considered me for the project, but I was not signed for the project.
Okay.
But it was there in every news channel. It was there in all the papers that I'm acting as a pair to Kamal Hassan sir's younger version.
Okay.
And I was like overwhelmed with the news. I'm like, bring it on. It's okay. I'm not going to deny the fact. I'm just going to enjoy this. That's the moment.
Okay, so your next fun question. If you have to make a social media profile, and if I ask you your age, can you tell me?
Yes, of course, I'll tell. You didn't ask my age.
Okay, so what is your age? Okay, so this is how it goes, okay? A name. If you get to choose a name other than yours, something else, what would it be?
Oh, my real name.
Yeah, other than your real name.
Shanvi is not my real name. Shanvi is my screen name.
Okay, so what is your real name?
That is the secret.
That is the secret. Okay.
That is the secret.
Next, your age.
So what my age is there on my Wikipedia is wrong.
Okay.
Any other social networking site is wrong.
Is wrong.
Everywhere my age is wrong. I don't know what is wrong with them. But that's fine. I let it be the mystery.
Single, taken, ready to mingle.
Single, ready to mingle.
I think that's the only final correct answer that you said, right?
No, yeah. That's the answer I gave. Apart from the two are secret. That's fine.
Do you ever lie when you go for interviews?
Not really.
Okay. And is there any question that, like, when you go for an interview, you keep thinking, I just don't want the interview to ask this particular question?
Never.
Okay.
Never. I enjoy all the questions, even if it is gossip or anything. I just enjoy.
And you face it. Do you give sensible answers, or you do this?
I give sensible and I give twisted answers. So they were also not able to understand.
Like just how you said. I asked you for your name. I didn't get to know that. Your age, I didn't get to know that.
But I answered your questions.
Yeah. Okay. So as audience, what do you want us to expect from you in this film?
You can expect a sincere hard work, very genuine person which you see on the screen. What you will see there is very much what I was a couple of years back. Maybe seeing a real side of me somewhere which nobody knows and nobody has seen. I think you will please accept me as your own and just give me a lot of love so that I can do more movies here and entertain you more.
Okay, so you don't know Malayalam, right? You understand?
Little bit.
So can you repeat after me?
Yes, of
can
course.
You tell it in Malayalam?
I would love to.
എല്ലാവരും ഈ സിനിമ തിയേറ്ററിൽ തന്നെ പോയി കാണണം.
തിയേറ്ററിൽ തന്നെ പോയി കാണണം.
Can you say it once again?
Okay.
Like, can you join all the words?
Theater.
എല്ലാവരും ഈ സിനിമ തിയേറ്ററിൽ തന്നെ പോയി കാണണം.
എല്ലാവരും ഈ സിനിമ തിയേറ്ററിൽ പോയി കാണണം.
Hey, that's nice. Okay, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
And all the best for your film.